The other thing I was suggesting is if you make an investment of, let's say, $1,400, like I was showing here, okay, the middle one, that gives you a chance to control silver without actually owning it. So that's another level of investment. Now, why is this way super cool? This way is super cool because you can always take the control of something and turn around and sell that to somebody else. How? Has anybody ever heard of a lease with an option to buy in real estate? If you've heard of that, put a 1 in the chat for me. A lease with an option to buy. If you've heard of that real estate term, put a 1 in the chat for me. So basically, if I had a sheet of paper here, what is this ticket for? Oh, this was my ticket for Petra. All right, cool. Let's just say, I have any paper over here. Let me see what's in here. Let's just say, this is my little box here, my little bag, okay? Let's just pretend, you taught us that last year. All right, there you go, there you go. So let's pretend that this receipt is a lease. Okay, so you see a house and you're like, cool, I want to rent that house. All right. But instead of doing a rent, I'm going to do a lease. Okay, so it's going to be the same thing. Instead of saying a rental agreement, it's going to say lease agreement. Okay, and it's going to have all the information. It's going to have the address of the house. It's going to have how much you have to pay every single month. It's going to have your name and the name of the person whose house it is. Okay, and at the very bottom, both of y'all sign it. Okay. So this is now your official government document lease that says you can now live in that house and you're going to pay the owner XYZ dollars per month. Okay, so this is your lease. Okay, now at any time, depending on the house, you can take this piece of paper, okay, and you can sell this piece of paper to somebody else. Okay, that's called lease assignment. All right. And basically the idea is, you know that you signed the lease agreement for, let's say, $800. Just go with me. $800. Okay. Remember I said it has the date, it has the address, it has the amount you're supposed to pay per month, and it has your name and their name, right? All that on there. Okay. So now you know you're paying $800 a month. This is in writing. You start paying $800 a month. Well, then later on, you know the property goes up and the rents go up. So let's just say after you've lived here for 8 months, let's say that all the rents in the area go up to $1,200 a month. You sitting on a little bit of a gold mine, right? Because yours says $800. Everybody in the neighborhood is now $1,200. So what you can do, hey Vicky, how you doing? Is what you can do is you can take this lease and you can go up to somebody else and be like, hey, I'll sell you this piece of paper, and they pay you $500 for the piece of paper. So now you give them the paper, they give you $500, and now they are the ones that lease and rent the house from the owner. Make sense? So that is called an assignment. You are assigning the lease, rockstar, good to somebody else. Okay. Now, of course, the owner has to agree. Of course, there has to be verbiage in here that gives you permission to do that. Of course. Kevin, Bree, exactly. Okay. So there has to be permission to do that. Well, in the stock market, we do this all the time and we don't need permission. That's all about options. Move my hair over. That's all about options. We buy something, okay, that says we control 100 shares of, that's right, it's subleasing. That's right, okay? So we do that all the time. And we'll pay whatever the price is. So let's just say in this case, we paid $1,400. You can do one that's $1,445. You can do one that's $1,485. You can do one that's $1,520. You can do that one that's $1,565. You can do one that's $1,605. Okay. So there's many little pieces of paper, and each one of these has a different price attached to it. Okay. So you buy it. And then after it goes up in value, you turn around and sell this to somebody else and you make your profit. Okay. That's in a sense what we're doing with options. Okay. And each one of these controls 100 shares. So back when I was showing you this thing right here, when I was showing you this, and I was saying that 1 ounce of silver is 96, but if you wanted to own 100 ounces, hey, how you doing, Jose? After you want to own 100 ounces, then you take this and multiply it by 100. Okay, so it's 9,600. All right. Now, if you were able to get a piece of paper and only pay 1,400, you are only having to pay $1,405 for this, and you knew that this enabled you to control 100 pieces of silver or 100 pieces of a stock. That's the whole gist of what we're doing with options trading.